I was living in San Francisco for many years, almost 20, when I received a call from my then elderly uncle, who was here in Newark. I made an informal agreement with him. I said, look, I'm going to continue to live in California. You take care of Annie, and when it's your turn to be taken care of, I'll come and take care of you. Well, I fulfilled that agreement. In 2002, he called me up. I took care of him until he passed away in 2010. And then I inherited the house per the agreement. By 2013, a few years after that, my vision had begun to deteriorate markedly. And that began a long odyssey of fighting with the Social Security Administration to prove that I was in fact disabled. They awarded me an award for arrearages that they should have been paying me for the previous 3 years. This came in a lump sum, and I used most of the money to pay off the taxes. There still wasn't enough to pay the ongoing taxes, though. So before you knew it, I was piling up back tax debt.
Arthur called us when he was just a matter of weeks away from possibly losing his home to tax foreclosure. Not only was he going to possibly lose his home, he was also going to lose all of the equity value in his home. His home was worth about $244,000 at the time he contacted us, and he was going to lose it over a tax lien for less than $20,000. With tax foreclosures, the homeowner actually loses all of the money. There's no right to get the difference. He would have lost everything. He would have lost title, would have lost every penny, and been at risk of homelessness in a matter of months.
We proceeded to set up appointments. Generally, it had to be done through intermediaries because of my limited vision. And then in 2019, near the end of it, just before the pandemic hit, I suffered a stroke. And even my ability to hold a pen became impaired.
He has kidney failure, and he goes for dialysis 3 days a week, which leaves him very weak and very drained pretty much 3 other days out of the week when he's recovering from dialysis. I realized if LS&J doesn't step in and figure this out for him, the house is going to be lost. And it's not for lack of him trying. It's going to be lost. With the main goal of being able to stay in the house, a reverse mortgage allows that to happen as long as the person's otherwise eligible. The person will stay in their home until they sell the house, or if they want to transfer title and move out, or if they pass away. And because of his financial situation, one of the other benefits of the reverse mortgage for him, it offers this sub-program called Life Expectancy Set Aside, LESA, where if there's enough equity in the home, the reverse mortgage lender will set aside enough money to pay the property taxes and homeowner's insurance for the expected remainder of that person's lifetime. And he still has equity. He still has something he can leave to any heirs of his choosing. He doesn't lose everything immediately because he got it, and he's able to cover the mandatory property costs. So this was really the ideal outcome for him.
I've had a terrible nightmare vision of my future for the last several years. And it's all based off an experience that I had when I was living in San Francisco. One particular evening, I had been working quite late at the office, and it was about 11:30 at night. I was waiting for the bus, and there, sheltered in a doorway, was a poor man in a wheelchair. I knew him to be homeless. I'd seen him in the area, often during the day. There were rats coming up from the sidewalks. He was asleep, fortunately, and was not disturbed by their antics. But they were all over him. It was as if he was a human jungle gym for them to play on. And remembering him and his plight, I realized when I was faced with homelessness here, that could very well be my end as well. Thank you for saving me from that situation. If it wasn't for your good efforts, I am dreadfully afraid that it would have happened.